Welcome back, everybody. My name is Renars, and I have a pretty good video planned out for you today. I'm going to share a couple of tips and tricks that I've accumulated through my life as an Ironman, and I wanted to share that with you guys in this video. So this is potentially going to be a longer video than the rest of my series, but I promise you it's going to be worth it to watch it until the end. Let's begin. So the first thing that I'm going to ask you guys to do is look through your settings, because when you create a new account, your settings are all set to default. I'm not going to go through everything, but I'm going to highlight a few things that I think are kind of important. So the first one is being the new edition pop-up for the collection log, and you can just search in collection over here at the top, and it'll give you these setting options. And I really like this one because it makes it so if you receive a new item, it's just going to give you a little box right here that says collection log unlocked, right? Draconic Visage, for example. And it's pretty fun to see that. It's pretty entertaining, and when you get it, you're like, oh my god, I got a new collection log, or I got this like drop I was getting, you know. So it's pretty fun to see. I really like having this on, and this is set off by default. Another thing under, I believe, gameplay is going to be the make X darts and the ammo picking behavior. So I'm going to turn them off because I had them on. And I want to show you guys what they do with the make X darts and the ammo picking behavior. Rune picking is the same as ammo, it's just for runes. So as you see, I turned off the darts and I have feathers and dart tips in my inventory. With it off, I have to click on it one by one, and it's going to kind of make it 10 at a time. If I drop it with the ammo picking behavior off, I pick it up and it goes into my inventory. Now if I'm to go back and I'm going to enable those two again, so make X darts and ammo picking behavior, when I click on this now, it's going to give me the option, hey, would you like to make 10 at a time? And all of a sudden turns AFK. You don't have to do all those clicks. And I think that's really important, even though it's slower than manually clicking. It gives me a little more sanity. So now that I enabled the ammo picking behavior, I put my darts on the ground, and as you see, I have darts in my hand. If I pick up the darts, it goes straight into my hand and not the inventory. So if you have a full inventory, you're on free-to-play, or you don't have an Ava's accumulator, or you're picking up runes and you have a rune pouch, it'll go straight into the location it belongs as you're using it. If you have a blowpipe, it works with the blowpipe. If you have, a quiver, it works with the quiver. So these are really good. These are really important to know about, and I implore you to go through your settings, read through all of them, because there is a lot of quality of life additions in the settings tab that's going to help you become not a better player, but it'll help your sanity. So let's move on to the next tip. My next tip to you guys is vial crushing, and if you didn't know, there's a setting where it'll automatically dispose of the vials when you drink a 1-dose potion, so you will not have an empty vial left in your inventory. Now, to unlock this, you need to do the bar crawl here in the Barbarian Outpost, and then after you do that, you can just talk to the Barbarian Guard, and he'll tell you, would you like to start smashing your vials after you drink your last dose? And I currently have it as on, but you can turn it on. You can talk to him to turn it on, turn it off. And you can only do this after you do the bar crawl, which is pretty easy and is completable at a low level. It just depends on if you want to run around a lot, or if you have the teleports unlocked, you can just teleport to the cities of the bar crawl. I'm not going to go into the bar crawl, but you can look it up on the wiki. Now, if you're a new player as well, you can just collect these free planks on the floor right here. We're at the Barbarian Outpost, where the agility is, where the Barbarian fishing is. This is Barbarian Assault. You can just come over here, pick up these 4 planks off the floor, and hop worlds, and just keep picking up the planks off the floor, and you have free planks, so you don't have to spend 250 GP each, and you can level up your early construction and build your stash units for free, essentially, with picking these planks up. Alright, we're here in my house, and I have a fairy ring here. So the next tip for you guys is easy nature runes and an easy rune axe. So when you complete Fairy Tale Part 1 and you unlock Fairy Tale Part 2 fairy rings, you can go to, I believe, the Enchanted Valley, BKQ. And let's teleport there real quick. You can come here, and this is where the retired random events are. And by retired random events, I mean like the tree spirit. There's a plant right here, and there's a tree right here. You need an axe. I have a rune axe in my inventory. I don't know why I brought the rune axe, but that's the first one I saw in my bank. We're going to chop down this tree, and as we chop down, a tree spirit is going to spawn. And just go behind the plant, and you can kill it with magic. You will not get any experience, but you will get the splash XP rates. I'm not getting splash XP rates because I'm using a trident, and there's really no splash experience here, but if you're like a low level, you have Fire Strike, which is what a lot of people use. You can go ahead and do this, you know, entirely safe. And they drop rune axes and a lot of nature runes pretty frequently. And look at that. I got a rune axe drop right after I decided to end the video. Here's another tip. When you get to the point where you can mine the dense runestones, whether you want to make some Arceus tabs or if you're trying to do blood and soul rune crafting, it doesn't really matter what pickaxe you use on these. So what a lot of people like to use is the Black Pickaxe, and you know why? Because it only gives you 0.01 weight. That makes it the lightest pickaxe that you can possibly wield. And when you're running to the altars, right, whether it's the blood or the soul up there, you want to have the least amount of weight as possible. So the Black Pickaxe is actually one of the best pickaxes to use when you're doing any dense runestone crafting. Alright, I'm going to share you guys something that I didn't know about until I started playing an Ironman, and that's how do you stack enemies. And so I'm going to tag them all so you guys can see what goes on. So I have aggro for all of them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find a tile that looks like this. So it's like an L shape. And what you want to do, how to stack, is you just have to click in between the two. And all of a sudden, you know, the enemy's just stacked. And this works on any corner as long as you have the L shape. Alright, so here's one of my most favorite tips of any kind of player, Ironman or not, but specifically very useful on Ironman, is use Amulet of Chemistries when you're making potions like brews or prayer potions or super restore potions, stamina potions. You know why? Because every jade that you receive can be turned into an Amulet of Chemistry, and every Amulet of Chemistry is a free 5 doses. However, there's one exception to when you should use this in a very specific manner, and that's when you're making stamina potions. So as you see here, I have 25 4-dose super energies, which is a total of 100 doses, and I have 100 amylase crystals, and these are the crystals that you need to turn into stamina. Instead of using, you know, a 4-dose with 4 crystals each, I want to utilize the Amulet of Chemistry. Right? And I want to make sure that I'm getting every single chance that I can get to double the amount of staminas that I have. So what we're going to do is I'm going to talk to Bob, our Bob right here, and we're going to decant with him. And we're going to turn, and make sure you have the additional vials needed, we're going to turn all of these super energies into 1-dose potions. And all of a sudden, we have 100 1-dose energy 1s. And here's what's going to happen. Whenever we convert, right, these to 1, and I'm going to wear my Amulet of Chemistry, right, every time you make it, you have a chance of turning that 1 into 2. And this is good, see right there, 2. And this is good because if you were making this on 3-dose potions, you would use up 3 crystals to get 1 dose back. But when you do this method and you're only using 1 dose for each crystal, then you have the chance of getting a dose additionally per crystal instead of every 3 crystals. Okay, so if you're newer, this tip might be more beneficial to you if you're short on cash. So if you're doing ham chests and you're enchanting, you know, your sapphire necklaces into games necklaces, or your ring of duelings, or anything that has charges that disintegrates at the end of it, let me show you something. So as you see, I have 2 games necklaces. One has a full 8 charge and one has a full 1 charge. If I am to high alch the 8 one, I get 630 GP, and I'm going to drop that. However, I have one with 1 charge. If I use it one more time, it's going to disintegrate and just disappear on me. Instead of using up that last teleport, I can just high alch it and it'll give me the same amount of GP. So this is great if you're kind of short on cash and you don't want to utilize and you don't want to waste your last charge. You can just high alch it and get your money back. Alright, we're here in the Warriors Guild and we're going to trade Lidio because he sells some great foods. He has potato with cheese, he has stew that you can buy to make, you know, your +5 boosts after completing Evil Dave's recipe for disaster quest, pizza, and he has bass. But I'm going to talk about the pizza because you can buy the plain pizza for pretty cheap, to be honest. You want to get a knife, use it on a pineapple, you want to get slices, not dices, and you're going to use the pineapple ring on the pizza and you're going to make pineapple pizza. And this heals 22 each pizza. And it's really easy to get and it's really cheap to get. Alright, so here's 2 tips in one, and surprisingly, not a lot of people know about this. But whenever you're at a farming patch, you can get whatever is in the patch, use it on the leprechaun, and your leprechaun will note it for free. You know, there's no catch. It works on almost all of the allotments and all of the herb patches and all of the fruit trees and all the products of the fruit trees. It just doesn't work on wood and I believe cabbages in Falador because he has a funny, you know, script. But let's do something a little more. So how do you get 99 Herblore? So watch this. We got 1 Cadentine. Let's clean it. Or Cadentine. Put it in the vial. And I'm walking here. And I'm picking up a white berry. Uh-oh. I'm stuck in animation. And I use it on the potion. Boom. 150 XP. I did absolutely nothing. I used no resource. I just farmed. Right? And again, we can note the white berries because he can note almost everything from any patch. Alright, so here's another favorite, very favorite actually, tip of mine. So what I have equipped is an ancient mace. You get this from completing another slice of ham, which is the Death to the Dorgeshan and Lost Tribe quest series. So here's the deal. It has a pretty cool special attack, and the special attack is it gives you prey equal to the damage dealt, and it's prey above your prey level. So in this case, I'm 90 prey. If you have a combat dummy, specifically one that is, you know, undead or slayer, wear your highest strength bonus gear plus a slayer helmet plus an amulet of sail, whatever it is, anything that's going to make you hit higher. Come and use a special attack on the dummy. I hit a 13, but you can hit high in like the 20s. Now look, my prey is 103 over 90. And that means I can use prey longer. If you have a pool or an altar, you can just, not an altar. If you have a pool, you can get your special attack back after, because it does use 100%. And prey does not go down until you use it. So you can have this for the most part until you end up using it down to 90. And this is a really good tip, especially if you're going into the catacombs with, you know, a bone crusher and you have protect from melee on with, you know, prey draining gear on. It's a really cool way to conserve prayer and have a lot more prayer so you don't use up a lot more prayer potion. Okay, so here's another tip. You can dedicate 1 bush patch. When I was doing 99 farming, I dedicated the monastery one because of the teleport and how close it is to a bush patch. Any Ardun cape will teleport you here. You can go ahead and plant poison ivy berries. So pretend this is a poison ivy berry because I have white berries for Herblore. Pretend you have a poison ivy berry bush over here and you never get rid of it. So you can go pick from it. You pick 8. You teleport to Taibuwana. Taibuwane. And you can go to the Calquat patch right over here. And look, I have a Calquat patch already there. So what we're going to do... Oh my god, a voodoo's attacking me. We're going to look at it. We're going to check the health. I'm going to pay him to remove it. I need a... Where's the leprechaun? I like to tag him because he'll pop up more. Right. We're going to plant the Calquat. And we're going to pay him the 8 berries in order for him to watch it completely for free. And you don't have to worry about this until the next day when you go and replant your Calquat. It gives some pretty good experience for farming. Definitely worth doing. Alright, so we're here in Blast Furnace after using the teleport. We're going to come to the pub over here. And on the second floor, they have a brewing vat. A fermenting vat, a brewing vat. So I'm not going to teach you guys how to brew, but you need 4 chocolate dusts, 1 empty pot, and you buy yeast from Bland Beer here. Plant, I believe, barley hops at a hop patch, and that requires only 3 farming. Pick up 2, you got to roast them on a grill or fire or, you know, stovetop, whatever, and you brew. We're going to turn the valve, and I really hope it hasn't matured. Oh, it's mature, Chef's Delight. Oh, no. It matured. But anyways. Alright, so chances have it, my Chef's Delight matured. I had to do a quick break because my child's toy started playing while I was making this video. But when you take the regular Chef's Delight out of that barrel, you get 8. And so what I'm going to show you is a quick life hack that you could use potentially for, let's get rid of this Christmas tree here, for, you know, your Ironman life. And so, oh shit, that's a superior garden. We don't want to get rid of it. I paid good money for that, so let's go over there. Let's see, or we'll just build it right here. So let's build a kitchen, because I don't have a kitchen in this house. When you have a kitchen, you can come over here and you can build Chef's Delight. Now, unfortunately, I can't build it because my Chef's Delight matured. There is a small chance that it'll mature, and it just so happened that RNG was not on my side, even though this is a pretty rare thing to happen. You would build a Chef's Delight barrel right over here, and I had plans to build it as you see in my inventory, right? You can build the shelf space. You can build out your kitchen with a stove, right? You can have the fancy range at 42, which is also what the level requirement for, well, Chef's Delight is 48. You can boost also construction, so you can build this earlier. You can have a permanent +4, +5 cooking in your house because Chef's Delight scales with your cooking level. When you're between 60 to 80 cooking, it's +4 cooking whenever you drink it. So you don't have to boost to do anything. You can just come here, grab a beer glass from the shelf, and you can go ahead and drink permanent Chef's Delight. It's an unlimited supply. It doesn't teleport out of your house, so you cannot take it out of your house. But you can, for example, Recipe for Disaster needs 70 cooking. You can have 66. You can make multiple of the little snakes that you got to make for a Recipe for Disaster. Teleport in your house, come to the barrel, get some beer, drink it, cook it on the range, and all of a sudden, you know, you have 70 cooking and you have the chance to do Recipe for Disaster at 66 cooking. So it's pretty good when you're trying to cook things that are out of your level. And it's permanently here in your house. If you have a kitchen, you're next to the stove. This was one of my favorite life hacks when I was a younger Ironman. I don't have a need for this now because I have 99 cooking and my house doesn't need a kitchen anymore. But it's a very, very good thing to have in your house. Oh my god, this Chef's Delight is actually pretty expensive. I think it's because it provides more than a +5 boost in cooking, so it's probably a little more valuable. But anyways, my final tip for this video before I end the video, and I promise you I have a lot more tips and tricks up my sleeve. I just realized I can't fit them all in this video, so I'm going to make a part 2 video sometime in the future, is grab yourself a Torstol. The easiest way to get a Torstol at a lower level is having 67 agility and killing Salarin the Twisted for his key, and you'll get a guaranteed Torstol every time. And you want to talk to Zahur if you don't have the level to clean the Torstol, and she will clean it for you for free, she will clean it for you for 200 GP each. And just have this Torstol in your inventory at all times if you're under 77 or even 72 plus 5 boosting Herblore level, because if you get a Jekyll and Hyde random, he will take your Torstol and he will give you a stamina 4 dose potion. And that is great, because if you don't have the herb level to make a pool in your house for the stamina refresh, you can just walk around with the Torstol in your inventory until you get 10 randoms. I know it's a lot more gruesome. Oh my god, guys. Here it is. It finally happened. It finally happened. Alright, so here is... I was making the intro for this video actually, and we got the Jekyll random. So I've been walking around with the Torstol in my inventory for the longest time waiting for this random event. And so look at this. With the Torstol in your inventory, have you got any Torstol? I've got to fix my hide problem. Dr. Jekyll is going to take your Torstol and he's going to give you a stamina potion. And my dog had to bark in this exact moment. I couldn't, I'm sorry guys, the freaking dog, but here it is, the stamina potion, life hack for an Ironman who doesn't have the 77 Herblore level to get stamina potions. Do this 10 times and you can throw it in your pool. So like I mentioned, I have a lot more tricks and tips up my sleeve, and I don't know if I can put them all in this video, so stay tuned, subscribe and stay tuned, comment if any of these were beneficial to you. And I'll upload a part 2 in the near future. Thank you, and bye-bye.